If you've ever sat down to set goals for a new year and immediately felt your brain do that little panic somersault, you are not alone. Because here's what happens. You tell yourself you're going to plan the year. Then you stare at a blank piece of paper like it's a math test you didn't study for. Then you're suddenly trying to fix your house, your health, your income, your relationships, your mindset, your skincare routine, and possibly the entire economy by January 12th. Yeah. No. This is why we start the year with a focus area, not a giant goal buffet. This one exercise we're going to do gives your year direction in a way that feels clear, doable, and weirdly calming. And this is the Sweet Planet way. Simple, realistic, and achievable. And let's talk about why focus areas come before goals. Goals are actually specific targets. Focus areas are the zones your goals are going to live inside. If you skip focus areas and then jump straight into goals, here's what you're going to get. Random goals that don't connect to each other, too many goals competing for your attention, and a year that feels really busy but not meaningful. Focus areas solve all of those problems. And what they'll do is make your year feel like a story, not a chaotic to-do list. So let's talk about what a focus area is in real life. A focus area is basically a category in your life that you want to give attention to this year. It's not a goal, it's a direction. So here's examples: health and energy, home and daily life, creative work or business, relationships, finances, personal growth, fun and adventure, and emotional well-being. And you're not going to choose everything. You're choosing what matters to you most this year at this point of your life. Let's do the 3 focus areas exercise. You're going to pick 3, not 5, not 8, just 3. And here's why. Because 3 is actually enough to cover in real life, but not so many that your year becomes an exhausting juggling act. So here we go. Step 1, we're going to do a tiny look back. Just take 5 minutes to do this. Before you decide where you're going, take a glance at where you've been. And we're not doing a dramatic review going all the way back to 2009. Just a quick scan. And I want you to ask yourself, what worked for me this year, in this past year, that I want to keep? And what drained me so much that I don't want to repeat it? What do I wish I had more of? And what do I wish I had less of? And write a few words for each one of these, and that's it. This step makes sure that your focus areas grow out of your real life and needs, and not some fantasy version of you who thrives on 5 a.m. workouts and never gets tired. And if you want a printable, step-by-step version of this whole reset, so you're not piecing it all together from scratch, the yearly reset kit for 2026 is right here. I'll link it here and down in the description. Step number 2, list every area you could focus on. And this is a 3-minute task. Do a quick brain dump of the areas of your life you care about the most right now. And don't censor it, just list them out. And here's an example of your list. It could be health, a calm home, marriage, friendships, business, money, creativity, confidence, fun, and rest. And this is your possibilities list. And now we're about to narrow it. Step number 3, I want you to circle what matters most to you this year. Take about 3 minutes to do this. So look at the list, circle the areas that feel the most important to you over the next 12 months. And not what should matter. I think so many of us tend to do what we think others want us to choose, but choose what really matters to you in your heart at this moment. And ask yourself, if I could make real progress in only 3 areas this year, what would change my life the most? Number 2, what, if I ignore it this year, will quietly keep bothering me? And number 3, what do I want to feel different about by next December? And after looking at that, circle your top 4 or 5. Now we're on to step 4, and we're going to choose the final 3. And this is a 5 to 10 minute job. This is where you're going to keep it real. I want you to pick your top 3 by using this really simple filter. One area for you, and that means your health, your energy, confidence, personal growth, rest. One area that's really for you. One area that's for your life and your home. So that could be having a calm home, routines, family, relationships. And then one area for your future. And that includes work, creativity, money, purpose, and even big projects. And what that's going to do is choosing one in each of those areas is going to keep your life in balance. And if you're wondering, this is all too much, I've got some examples for you. Here are 3 strong area sets. And they're just examples. I want you to choose what your heart tells you is right for you. So option A, 1 is health and energy, 2 is a calm home, 3, creative work. Option B could be emotional well-being, relationships, and business growth. See how each one of these hits those areas we talked about? One is for you, one is for your life and home, one is for future you. And the last one I have on my example list is rest and recovery, finances, and personal growth. No matter what you choose, there is no perfect combo. There's only the combo that fits the season of life you're in right now, and only you can answer that. And if you're in a really heavy season of your life, choose 3 stabilizing areas. If you're in a growth season, choose forward momentum areas. And if you're in a rebuilding season, choose foundation areas. Now, step number 5, we're going to take about 2 minutes and name them in your own words. This part sounds really small and insignificant, but it does matter. I don't want you to use stiff corporate labels unless that's what you like to do. So instead of saying physical health, you might write a strong and steady body. In fact, I broke an ankle last year. So for me, it would be strong and sturdy legs, or a strong foundation, a strong core. So instead of home management, you might write calm home, calm brain. Instead of business growth, the words for you might be creative work that pays. When your focus goals sound like you, they stick, and you're more likely to follow through on them. And let's talk about how you know you picked the right 3. You will actually feel 2 things with this. The first one is relief, like, oh good, I don't have to fix everything this year. The second thing you'll feel is clarity. Like, okay, I know what matters now. If you feel overwhelmed by the 3 you pick too many or focus areas that are too heavy. And what I want you to do in that case is shrink the scope. Your nervous system should not hate this plan. It should actually really love it. So what are we going to do now that we have our focus areas? What are we going to do next with the focus areas? This is the big picture. What we're doing here is the big picture. The next step is really simple. You're going to take each focus area and choose 1 goal for it. Then you're going to take each of those goals and turn them into tiny habits. Then you're going to build your January monthly plan around those tiny habits. In fact, if you want the deep dive on this area, I did it right here. Soft Start Planning. You can check it out right here. It'll take you into the next phase of this. It'll walk you through focus areas, goals, and tiny habits in one sitting. Now, I just want to give you a very realistic reminder. You are not behind because you didn't fix everything last year. You're not failing because you can't do 10 goals at once. You're just a woman with a full life. And 3 focus areas gives you a year you can actually live inside. They'll keep you aligned, calm, and moving forward in the areas that matter most to you. So pick your 3, write them where you'll see them, and let the rest be not this year. Because you know what? That is not quitting, that's focus. If you want, tell me your 3 focus areas in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Happy planning, and I'll see you in the next video.